The G80 M3 is one of the best daily drivers you can buy out there, and in my opinion, it actually is the best daily driver, especially with a 6-speed manual. I can't even think of another fun-to-drive, 4-door fast car you can get with a manual transmission these days. And I love mine to death. It's one of the favorite cars I've ever owned, and I've owned a lot of them. However, there is one massive flaw with this car.
There is a massive class action lawsuit against BMW for a defective part that affects all brand new M cars.
And if you didn't know it, the brakes on G80 M3s suck. And of course, G82 M4s, etc. They have more brake dust than any vehicle I've ever seen and ever owned. And that's not even mentioning the brake squeal. And believe it or not, I just cleaned these wheels. Maybe 15 miles ago? Like, look at that. It's absurd.
Every single G Series M car made from 2021 and up has this defective part.
And the rear is horrible too.
Right here, my finger is completely black. But that's not even the worst of it, because on the G Series M cars like my G80, these cars have insanely loud brake squeal.
Not a ton of good things to say about the brakes that they put on the G80 series cars. This is like a month of driving and maybe 100 miles. It's just so bad. Do the brakes work really well? Yes, but do I want to clean them daily? Because that's what it would take to keep my silver wheels clean. Abso-fucking-lutely not. This job could be as simple as simply swapping the brake pads for ones with less dust, but I'm going to take it a step further. I'm going to paint the calipers, install stainless steel brake lines, bleed the brakes, and also correct the paint on the car. It's a big list. This thing is the daily, and it does sit outside, so I need to at least try to take care of the paint. I'm going to do basically the exact same thing I did with the 997 that was overdue. Since I cleaned the car in this very brief detailing portion of this video, I decided it was a good time to clay bar it, correction compound it, and then I finished it with Meguiar's finishing wax. And I'll have all those products linked below. It's really easy for anyone to do at home. Correction compound's done. As I'm like compounding this thing to sweat, it's just dripping right off in the car. The hardest part is over. The rest will go pretty smoothly and quickly. I'm not shaking. Auto auctions love to put that blue adhesive film everywhere, and I still had a bunch of the leftover adhesive stuck on the windows, so I got all that off as well while I finished up the final portion of the detailing section of this video. A couple days went by, so the wheels are inevitably really dirty again, but this should hopefully be for the last time, as it's time to tear the old brakes off, do a whole bunch of upgrades, not just the brake pads themselves, put them back on, and hope that I don't have to wash this thing on the daily. I mean, they do stop the car, so that's something. Shout out Noodle Tires. You wouldn't even know I did a burnout on these, and a lot of drifting. Keep brake fluid from going everywhere, I got this little kit off of Amazon. I've never used these before, but I'm hoping they work. They just have little nubs there, so that should hopefully seat up where the brake line goes and keep it from coming out. Hopefully that works. That seems to be holding. One thing I almost forgot, and this is all new to me because I've never had a car this new, I've got to set the rear brakes in like do a pad change mode or something weird like that. And I can do that with OBD 11, not sponsored by the way, but I love the app. I guess that's done. I can spin the rear, so yeah, must have worked. God damn. Okay, that seems to sort of be working. This is a good time to use a new tool that I got. Actually, Donald got me this for helping him with his Integrum.
I don't know why. He helps me all the time. I don't know why he's buying me things, but it should be like the perfect application for this. Overly complicated rear sliding caliper off.
Being as this car is only 3 years old, removing everything is super simple, it's easy, it's not that dirty, and there's really no corrosion, so it makes this job pretty much a breeze. But getting the calipers off the car is really only about a quarter of the battle.
There we go. It's just a simple gear.
The next step is getting the calipers completely tore down in preparation for paint, and that involved removing the rear electronic parking brakes, which I've never dealt with anything like that before, but it was honestly pretty straightforward. The front calipers are a lot more simple.
I've got a confession, guys. I'm actually really lazy. That's why you always see me wearing Crocs. And I know wearing Crocs in the garage is, well, it's a safety hazard, and these are, well, these have seen better days. These are really old. Obviously, they don't protect my feet for anything, but I like to just be able to come out in the garage, slip on some shoes, go back inside when I got to use the bathroom or eat or drink or whatever. That's why I usually wear Crocs. But as you'll notice in this video, I'm actually wearing these Brunt boots. These are the DOESN, and these are soft toe, and they obviously have no laces or anything, so they're almost as easy to put on as Crocs. So this is like a win-win for me and a win-win for you guys. Maybe you won't make fun of me in the comments anymore. And I think these are called DOESNs because, oh man, they are comfy and good looking and protected.
And to be honest, guys, I really hate wearing boots, but these make them way more enjoyable because they're easy to get on and off, and they're comfortable. Those are my most important factors when deciding shoe wear in the garage, and these check all those boxes. And Brunt's so confident you'll love their boots, you can try them, and if you don't like them, simply send them back. And you can get $10 off your first order by going to bruntworkwear.com/Ross10. Use discount Ross10, the link is in the description box.
Thank you, Brunt, for sending me shoes that are gonna be a little bit more appropriate for the garage and for sponsoring this video. I'm certain more than you were freaking out over my handling of the brake lines. That's because I got brand new ones from Turner. Brand new SS brake lines, front and rear. Oh, duh, the most important part. Speed by Design premium ceramic brake pads, which should take care of all of the issues that I have with the stock brakes.
The calipers are fully disassembled and I have all the parts in front of me. There's just one thing left to do. One reason I'm painting these is because they're black. They simply don't match anything, and the front calipers are really nice. I'd like you to be able to see performance brakes on a performance car. The question is, what color should I go with?
These things are messy, so it's going to take a lot of prep work, but today's paint day. That way they can dry overnight and I can install them tomorrow with all of the upgrades. Also, I think those little brake line holders worked well because I don't see anything leaking. I don't see a wet floor or anything, so I think that was a pretty solid purchase. It's going to make bleeding at least a little bit easier.
Cleaning of the calipers is a pretty good and fun and rewarding experience. However, sanding the calipers is not.
I love sanding.
So after a long time of sanding, and more sanding, I'm almost ready to paint these things.
Now, while the calipers are drying, because I got to let them dry before I can tape them up because the tape won't stick, obviously I got to take care of something else. And now's the perfect time to do it.
Even though I just cleaned these wheels, I put about, all of 3 miles on them, and they're already filthy again. So now is the best time to clean them so I can get the backs of them looking like new as well as the fronts, obviously.
Not perfect, but the best they've looked since I put them on. Also, there's been one thing you guys have been asking me to do, and I totally agree. I don't know if it'll work or not. I don't think they're the same size. Oh no, they're way smaller. I think that would have looked sweet on there, but yeah, there's no way. That was worth a shot.
Does anyone out there make custom center caps? I'd love to have the BMW logo on there. I think it would make these look just a little more OEM, though I do love these MRR wheels. But the wheels are clean, the calipers are clean, the calipers are sanded. Now, it's time for the next step.
That could have been bad. Now we tape.
You'll see lots of people on Instagram and TikTok painting their calipers while still on the car, and while that works, I don't feel it's quite the right way to do it. I think this is the right way to take them apart, sand them, and tape them up. Now, if you're wondering how I'm going to paint them and what color I'm going to paint them, it's going to be the factory Dakar yellow in a spray can, along with 2K clear in a spray can. I've had really good luck with both of these products in the past. I'm going to paint these outside by hanging them up underneath my rear deck, but a little foreshadowing here. You see this little thing flying around? That's not a fly, it's not a mosquito. You'll find out what that is in a little bit.
Not bad, that should work out pretty decently well. Oh, I forgot one thing.
My idea was to use the old brake pads to cover up the pistons, but then I quickly found out that they're not going to stay in place. So a little more taping, a little more cleaning. Now it's time to paint.
Scratch that idea. Very, very, very light coat to start. Make sure everything sticks. Probably going to take like 4 coats, if not more, because it's black. I'm trying to cover it with yellow. There's a lot of nooks and crannies.
Remember how I ignored that thing flying around earlier? Well, that came back to bite me. Literally.
I got a couple coats painted. Then I'm like, what the hell? Something freaking stung me or bit me or something. And I'm like, what? I was like, that felt a lot like a bee sting or a wasp. But I didn't see it around here. You see them now? They got a freaking hole in the ground down there. Maybe I'll spook them up. Yeah, oh, yep, there they are. And I'm out. Ooh, I do have some wasp killer that I forgot about. I'll show these little bastards. I'm going to wait till they're all back in the ground and then we'll hit it, because you see they're out right now. I got to wait till they're in there so they all get doused in it on the way out. Oh boy, there they come. I hope they just like die mid-flight or something. Okay, now back to painting.
I went back to painting thinking everything was good and thinking that all the wasps were dead. That didn't seem to be true, though.
Jeez, they're still coming out of there. Don't come after me. Matt versus the Hornet's Nest. Matt 1, wasps 0. All right, there's one flying around. He should hopefully die. One more coat of base, and then it's time for clear. And the sun's setting. You already know what's going on with these old used brake pads. It is half an hour later. It's time for the clear coat. And this is like the best stuff you can get out of a spray can because it's 2K, so it has an activator, which means it's going to look better, be stronger, be harder. Just everything about it is much closer than what you would get out of like a spray gun. I am certainly losing daylight, so by the time that I'm done spraying clear, it's going to be pitch black house. All the prep work took longer than I thought it would, which is, you know, pretty typical.
Apparently, wasps are less active at night, so that was a bonus.
And again, first coat, going to be decently light.
And I thought between it being dusk and the fact that I sprayed them all with killer, that they wouldn't bother me anymore.
God, mother. Ah, got freaking stung again. Son of a. This one freaking stings a lot. Hang on. That is like, an absolutely terrible spot to get stung. Ugh. I don't know where it is. Man, come on, just let me frickin' paint. Man, that freaking hurt. Worse than the first one.
With the sun setting and my pride restoring, I got the last coats of clear on the calipers and they turned out pretty darn nice. And thankfully, I didn't get stung anymore. But I figured I wouldn't push my luck. I'd let them sit overnight. We'd come back the next day and hopefully the bees wouldn't be there and the calipers would be dry. Hopefully the calipers look good and the bees are dead and gone. And of course they're not. Doesn't seem like that spray really did anything. Yep, they're still very much active. I must have bought the world's worst wasp killer. So I think if I stay far enough away, hopefully they won't sting me. I gotta be in and out quickly. There's already things touching me. Come on. I feel them staring at me. Dude, they are swarming down there. All right, let's get the hell out of here. Pretty happy with that. It came out good. There's one completed caliper. I think it looks pretty freaking awesome. I'm excited to get it on the car. I wish BMW would have went with a fixed caliper in the rear, but I'm guessing the reason they didn't is because of the electronic parking brake. If the rear calipers were like the front, they'd have to add a whole second caliper for the parking brake, so most likely they did this to save money. With the calipers fully assembled and a very quick cleaning because they're going to get dirty again, I think these turned out really, really nice. I know the fronts need stickers to match the rear. They're coming in the mail. I don't know if they're going to be here today though, or by the end of this video, because I think they were delayed a little bit. The caliper went on super smooth, and I'm hoping these little clips kept almost all of the brake fluid in the system. That way, when it comes to bleeding, it's going to be a lot easier, but we'll find that out very shortly. The Turner SS brake lines installed extremely nicely and fit just like OEM, and then I could get the fender liner all back in place and basically call this done. Well, I need to get new brake pad wear sensors because these ones yeeted themselves apart. The rear installed completely differently than the front. They're actually more complex, but the install went smooth. I got it all bolted down. They should be good to go as well. This gun is awesome. The fun part is over. Now I have to do the, the worst part of this whole job, which is bleeding the brakes. I hope it's not going to take too long and it's not going to be a pain. This is a new car, so I'm a little worried about like ABS pump stuff and whatnot, but I'm just going to go for it and see what happens. Doesn't look like I actually lost that much fluid. I always use this motive bleeder because it makes the job so simple to do, especially when you're by yourself. And with a car like this that didn't lose that much fluid, thankfully, this job went really easy, smoothly, and quickly. There was only a little bit of air in each caliper. Before I forget, I've got to reactivate the parking brakes. All right, check it out. Check it out. Brake pedal feels perfect. Clutch feels perfect. And most importantly, this is working. I guess you had to have the car running to get the parking brake on and off? I don't know. Either way, it works perfectly now, and I tested it outside and the car thankfully didn't roll away. I wasn't always the biggest believer in ceramic coating, but check this out. I just waxed that. And I just ceramic coated that. Gotta say, I'm more impressed than I thought I would be. That's why the G80's getting it. But in news other than ceramic coating, what do you think of these calipers? I am so ecstatic with how they came out. I think they pop so well with the brushed aluminum MMR wheels. They're a decent match to the Dakar yellow paint, and I think it really just brings out the performance aesthetic of a performance car with performance brakes. These should have never been black from the factory. Why would you want to hide these? And if you drive a car with brakes, now would be a great time to subscribe. Otherwise, your brakes might fail. I gotta say, these things are definitely worth like the $14 investment that they are on Amazon. I'll link them below. They definitely save me a bunch of time and also like a big mess of brake fluid being everywhere, because it would have like inevitably all drained out. I just used whatever ceramic coating I had laying around for the 997, but I ran out. So for the G80, I decided to go with Avalon King, basically and solely because Alex from Legit Street Cars uses it.
All right, guys, hang on. I just got a message from Avalon King.
So if he uses it, it's probably worthwhile. And who knows, maybe they'll give me a sponsorship after I do this on the G80. And just like that, that's how you do ceramic coating. Super simple, doesn't take long. It's all the prep work that takes a lot of time. Putting the coating on itself is really easy. I'm trying to paint correct and ceramic coat all the cars. I gotta do the truck yet. Porsche's done, and the G80 is almost done. That only took about an hour to take on and take off. We'll see how it holds up. I'm expecting very good things. Certainly will last longer than wax. I also drove on the car for a couple miles, couple days now, and you can see there's no brake dust. It's still clean, and that was pretty much the whole goal of this video. I do have more upgrades planned for this car, but whatever you guys want to see, drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts, because these cars have almost like unlimited opportunities to mod. Thanks for tuning in. If you like this video, give it a thumb up. If you hated this video, give it a thumb up.